Fantastic. So you're on track, given that you're 56 and the amount you've got, you're actually above track. Most people by their 50, well, 20% of people by the time they're 50 have 750,000 in their pension, only 20%, and that's 20% of the highest earners, okay? So you're definitely in that bracket. My biggest concern for you would be to make sure that the 400K cash is earning as much as it could. Now, if you want to keep it completely safe, perfectly reasonable, you should be getting at about 4.5% in interest at the moment on that money. If you wanted to have it in funds, consider exchange traded funds at the lower end of the risk. You've got global funds which invest in global companies, okay, which will be some US companies, but there'll be more global companies as well. And you want to check how they've performed historically to see if they meet your risk appetite. They might not. You might say, listen, I don't want any risk at all. Again, that's fine as well. And then at the more risk-heavy end, you've got things like index trackers, which might track the S&P 500, for instance, which last year was up 24%. So far this year is down about 12%. So it gives you an idea of, longer term tends to generate in sterling terms about 15% per annum, but not guaranteed in any given year. It could fall. So you can work out, well, actually, no, I don't want that. This is a bit too much risk. I like the upside, but I don't like the downside. Equally, you might just say, hey, I'll keep it in cash, make sure I'm just always earning ample interest on that. Just make sure you're focused on making that money work hard for you, because you've worked hard to get to that. It's a good sizable sum. Well done you as a teacher or a former teacher having 1.3 million in properties for a start. And obviously you'll be able in future to extract some of that, I'm sure, in a tax efficient way. And I'd probably speak to a property specialist or an accountant who's got property specialism to be able to work out how to do that. But listen, I don't think you've got anything particular to worry about there. Okay, just keep an eye on it and don't be complacent that, oh, I've got ample, because actually what if it could be growing more? That's the big issue. Okay, I've got some free links in the in my bio, which will give you, well, teach you more about investing actually for free. So that might be helpful to you, given that, listen, you were a teacher, so learning and a bit of education, even if you do nothing with it, at least you're well informed. All right, thank you.